Well, I'm going to try something new today. I haven't tried this before. I've got a piece of mirror here. As you can see, it's showing my camera, and I've got a fairly clear silicone mat over the top of it. And what I'm going to be using are these amazing UV resin colours by JDiction. They are just awesome. I've not liked coloured UV resin before. I tried these and absolutely fell in love with them. I'm also going to be testing out something else as well as we go along. So on my mirror, the reason I've got it on the mirror is I'm hoping it's going to help it cure from underneath. A lot of my viewers have said that that will really help, so we're going to try that. So I've got my gloves on, I'm working in a well ventilated area, and I've also got my mask on. And the first one I'm going to be using is the black colour. And I'm going to freehand with this on top of this silicone mat. You could have a pattern underneath if you wanted to, but I'm going to work freehand. I don't know why, because I've got a terrible tremor and it's never going to look straight or anything. And the great thing about this stuff is it does stay where you want it. So before I do anything else, I'm going to cure my circle up by giving it quick 180 seconds burst of UV light. I'm using the big UV light that JDiction also offer, and that will tick through 3 times 60 seconds. So that's nice and cured now. What I'm going to do is pop in some eyes. I don't know why I didn't do this at the same time, but there we go. And a mouth. And then cure that up. Now that's nice and cured, what I'm going to do is fill that up with some yellow all the way through. And the next thing I'm going to show you, I think you're going to absolutely love. It really is going to be a game changer for us who use UV resin. And it's about time this came out on the market as well. Now, with my shaky hand, am I going to be able to put a white dot in the middle of this eye? Yeah. I love this resin. It is so good. I hated coloured UV resin, but this has really been a game changer for me. So there we go. We'll cure that up. Oh, it's bled in a little bit, but that'll be fine. So that's all cured now. Let's feel it. Yeah, that feels really well cured. And what I'm going to do now is see if I can do something by hand and see how that goes. So I want to write my name. You could, again, have your name written underneath and just follow the lines round. That way you'd get a much neater job than I'm doing here, which is not very neat at all. And then we'll cure that up as well. And that's the great thing about that lamp. Look how much space that has got. You could even put another something else underneath. So that's all nice and cured now, so we should be able to get that off there. And it has cured it the other side as well. Now, I didn't notice I hadn't connected the S and the T together. So what I'm going to do is do that now, add a little bit onto here, and then cure that up. And actually, I can make this S a little bit thicker. I mean, I'm sure you guys would be so much more neat than I am at doing this. And if I'd have had a picture underneath, I think it would have worked out much better as well. So that's lovely and cured now, so that should come off there really easily. Look at that. I'm so pleased with that. I mean, you could trim those little extra bits off where I kind of slipped with my hand like that, but I'm sure, like I said, you'd be much more delicate than I am. Tidy that up, and then you could wear that as a pendant or whatever. I finished these off, and all I've done is drilled a little hole in the top of that one, and I'm going to drill a little hole in the top of this one here. And this is lovely and cured now. So we've got 2 little holes, and you could turn these into earrings, or you could turn them into key rings. I'm going to turn them into earrings. And that's what they look like as earrings. And the great thing is about this UV resin is you can make consistently coloured things. So if you needed to batch make these, you could batch make them. I really like them. I think they're really cute. Fun. So let me show you something else that is equally as amazing. Finally, a company has come out with a damming tape that is lovely and wide. We're normally used to half that width. And the great thing about this tape is it's not only a wonderful damming tape, but it's also heat resistant, so you can use it in your heat press. It's corrosion resistant and UV resistant, and it's great insulation. Not that we'd use it for an insulation tape, I'm sure. Comes in a really wide roll, and you get 108 feet of 2.5 inches wide, which is awesome. I've been asking for this for a long time from different companies, because I never find that it's wide enough. The other great thing is it's a clear tape. which makes a massive difference. Because if you want to cure up on a resin mirror like this, so you're curing up the underneath as well, it's also going to save you time. So let's get a strip out of that, like that, and I'm going to show you how great it works. Now, I always end up with this stuck to my fingers. I don't know about you. Thank goodness for nails. So I've got my strip there, and I've got my pieces here that I want to put on. I've cut too much off, so I'm going to cut this down and stick that on the roll, because I never waste it. And then I can use that next time. And as you know, I like to add some additional bits to my earrings. It makes a massive difference when you're selling them. It really does. So all I'm going to do is add some of these across the top. And if you've got bigger bezels, then again, you've got plenty of room to do that with. I will link it in the description below, and I'll also link my discount code as well if I've got one for that tape. And for the UV resins. So I've got a bit of space there, so I'm going to also do one of them, because why not? I've got a show coming up soon, and having enough of these is always important to me. Now, whenever you're using this, I always think the biggest thing is preparation. So get a pencil or something similar and roll over it to make sure that you've got it stuck everywhere. Because the last thing you want to do is get any leaks. And you're going to be so amazed by these colours. I'm going to fill that one up there. And I'm going to show you what else you can do with this. So I'm now going to add a little bit of white to this in a couple of places. One there, one there, one there. I've got no natural light in this room, so I haven't got to worry about this curing up on me anytime soon. I'm going to take the tip of a micro brush where I've taken the end off it. And what I'm going to do is run through that like that. Just the once to give it a bit of a finish. Now, I can give that a quick zap if I want to set that in place, to stop it moving around. I don't need to give it the full 3 minutes. All I need to do is give it probably about 30 seconds, and then that'll set that in there nicely. I love these bezels. Again, I'll link them in the description below. I've got no affiliate to these bezels at all. So that's enough now, there. And look, that is set in there lovely like that. And I'll show you a close-up of that in a minute. And now all I'm going to do is choose my colours and go around. I'm going to make these quite colourful and fill these up. And someone said to me in my last video, oh, it looks like it's really difficult to get out of those bottles. But actually it's not. The reason it was really difficult is I was trying to squeeze it with the cap still on. But it does come out really easily, and it'll fill those little spaces so well. And I know that these, once I get these up on the show with a little neck cord on them, that they are going to sell out within minutes. They always do. Well, I've filled all these in now, and the great thing is, because this tape is heat resistant, you can go over it with a long neck lighter. If it goes on the tape, it's not going to make too much of a problem. Also, look at that. There is no leaks anywhere. It really has got in there wonderfully. It is stuck really well. And because we've got the big lamp, we can cure those up for 3 minutes on top of this mirror. Could you imagine how many you could get done in a couple of hours ready for a show or to give out as gifts and things like that? Amazing. So that's finished now, and that is cured up lovely. And all we need to do now is take these off. And what you'll find is, if you pull these off slowly, whatever damming tape you're using, but if you pull it off slowly rather than quick, you're not going to get any residue left on the back of your items from the sticky tape. But this is really good. It's not left any residue on there at all. Look at that, come out perfect. And these colours are so good. They look almost like enamelled glass. That's how I would say them. And they're very opaque. Unlike some UV resin colours that are very washed out, these are coming out really opaque. And they're still giving you a really nice shiny back, because that's the back and that's the front. And this is what I mean about the spiraling in there of the colours. Look how pretty that's come out. And I did a little bit of marbling in that one as well. So that's these all done now, and they've come out absolutely beautiful. And that's what I mean about that swirl. And the great thing is that tape will allow you to get a glossy back as well as a glossy front, where some tapes give you a dull back. They peel off lovely, no residue there whatsoever. There's another one I did a little bit of marbling in. I think these come out looking like enamel rather than just UV resin, because they're so opaque, where a lot of coloured UV resins aren't. They're quite translucent. Brilliant product. 8 colours you get in there as well, and they're such a good price. They'll last you a long time. If I've got any discount codes, I'll link them in the description below. Be sure to check out the video that's coming up next, because I think you'll love that one. Take care, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Bye.